now, so it isn't really about his creeps as much. But these two heroes are good versus him, nonetheless. It is a good response.
The only thing is, it would be funny if like Flying Penguins picked like our first life stealer pick of the tournament finally comes.
In the semi-finals.
I'm fine. I think that's one of Eternal Envy's heroes, so I'm completely okay with that.
I'm okay with it as well, especially
versus Doom.
Yeah, versus the Doom.
Brought up that like last game that he just owns the Doom in lane, and now you get the biggest thing of the Chen. You get whatever lanes you want. Because if they TP, you get this. You don't have to waste your TP. You have a Chen.
Yeah, you can just call people. So, come on over, baby. Come here. I need some help.
Yep, I like this opening from Flying Penguins like 100 times more than the last one.
Yep.
Well, this Chen. What if your Chen? Do you on purposely get bad creeps so that the Doom has to eat him still? But he's like, oh no, I have a wolf. What do I do?
I'm not sure if that is.
He can. Yeah, I know. He used to be, but that'd be funny.
That would
Long
be funny.
time ago, that
might have worked.
There was this tournament, like some LAN tournament that went until 5 a.m. and this Doom ate the small wolf, but he didn't realize it.
Oh, the small. So
and the Chen the whole game didn't get the big wolf, just so he doesn't remind him that he has.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That was like ages ago. I wasn't even participating, but that story is super popular.
Yeah, Doom's funny. He just keeps getting like little bit of buffs, and then he gets overpowered, and then he gets nerfed, but then he gets little and little buffs. I think Ice Frog likes that hero because Doom's always going to be good just because of his ultimate. And then you buff, you actually give him a super good laning phase with Infernal Blade, and you get regen on Devour now. That hero is...
It's really good. Yeah. Like all three of his spells, I think you said it.
That's what you're talking about. It's hard to know. Like, Scorched Earth isn't bad. No one's getting it, but the other two spells
Devour
are
is just way too good, and you want Infernal Blade maxed out to harass. So you get that regen and the harass out of your first and third. So Scorched Earth is a little bit redundant, even honestly. Overall, the bat ban makes a lot of sense. You can't take that Nyx versus it. The bat didn't work out too well for Flying Penguins the last game, but they love picking it, so let's not give them comfort zone. That also a very good hero with Nyx, as you have that Infest Bomb with the Lasso.
You just go full comfort zone if you're Flying Penguins. Just get the Necro for snaking.
Oh, look at that Viper band out.
They do it themselves and take the Jug.
I would actually love the Necrophos on a set of Flying Penguins purely because we know that they're so comfortable on it.
Yep.
It's really his signature.
Yeah, the offlane, Necro would be pretty good.
And like, because when they play it, they actually usually give Snaking the better lane than Eternal Envy. I mean, that's how they've been winning games, right? They're like, Eternal Envy just goes survive. Once Snaking gets items, he'll make space for you. And I think that's like usually their best game plan.
The thing is, exactly as you said, that's their best game plan. But for that to work, you need a hard carry. If you pick a semi carry and then you sack him like they did in that last game, oh, this is a hero we haven't seen in a while.
Oh man, I think only who else? I know Crit's been playing it. Has anyone else really been playing it?
Not
on this tournament.
No one's been playing this tournament. Yeah.
This is the first Enigma banned or picked for that matchup.
I'll be intrigued to see if he does do that build or not the build. You go to a lane and you just deny creeps and you just jungle. And
why
the they haven't
pick
picked him as a support though? Doesn't Ricky? If you didn't see this, Ricky literally just wins the game here. Ricky can actually ruin the Enigma's game.
Why? How? What?
He just, if they do the jungle Enigma build, he actually just follows him around, and if you know, you don't get experience from the denies anymore, so you have to get the jungle creeps, and if Ricky's just sitting there, he's getting the same amount of experience, and he doesn't have to do anything.
I would be super happy to see Ricky, just to see Ricky around,
dude,
honestly.
Please do. I bet.
Or not see Ricky, right?
Does Immersion play him? I bet he does.
Hero that is still in the pool as support is the Rubik. And they go.
Immersion.
Yeah, I mean,
why it's Immersion?
It's Immersion.
He owns.
I was actually on Shiver's side there. I think Rubik would have been fantastic for them there instead. Even if Enigma is like a support and doesn't go offlane, you still with that Rubik just completely ruin Enigma's game. Yeah. Like Enigma used to be good even versus Rubik because you would go for utility build, but if you're playing that support and you're going for utility build, it feels awkward. It's like the timing is way too off and your team needs to wait for you.
So it is gonna be support then.
Night Stalker, alright. AoE silence versus the Jug. Pretty good. Manta doesn't help you out there. AoE silence versus anyone. It's awesome.
It's just good.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
And now they definitely can punish. FNG's not going to get these. Right, he got like 2 full like ultimates off. And then, like, usually I'm like, that ultimate, you use it once, it's good, and then it just falls super off. But he was getting full length ones the whole time, and now he shouldn't get one versus any of these heroes.
The only thing that I see bad maybe a little bit for Flying Penguins here is that if that Enigma is a support, as we say,
We
most
assume,
likely,
unless he's going middle now.
90% is. What's he going to be doing is denying creeps from that lane where Night Stalker is, right?
Yep.
But he can do that. But Enigma doesn't really provide you with a lot of harass or sustain or anything such as that, right? So Night Stalker, he needs a good game. I'm not certain if Enigma is going to allow him to have a good game. And if he does, Enigma is not going to have anything because he's going to be constantly just denying the creeps, right? And he's not going to be in the jungle like you said before. So there are some issues that I see there, but if Night Stalker does get first 5 minutes in his favor, he can just roll out of control, definitely.
How much pressure is there on Flying Penguins to have a decent mid lineup? Because with that same issue that you're saying, it's like the lanes is not the focus this time for Flying Penguins. At least it doesn't look like it to me. But they can't lose their lanes.
I don't know what their focus is right now, honestly. It just looks very weird.
I think their lanes are actually, because I think you do the... you might just send the Chen plus Lifestealer to the off lane in Radiant, and then we've seen, I mean, I keep bringing up Crick because he's the only one I've seen play Enigma in like the last 2 months. He just goes down, he denies the creep by the tier 2, and then he goes to that medium camp, because it is easy to do, so you can do that. So he gets some gold, gets some experience. And,
but do you continue denying creeps? Like, is that like
that's all you
systematically
do.
thing?
Literally, that's all you do. You just keep doing that, pulling to the jungle and trying to do that. But as you said, Night Stalker's not the best, like, by himself. Like, he doesn't, during daytime, his nuke, he probably can't even get a range creep by himself because it does like 4 damage.
It's awful. It's awful. You need that minute 5. You need the first night. And you need help until that first night. So that's why this Enigma pick is a little bit awkward for me. And at the same time, if he does manage to deny and mess with their equilibrium a lot, then maybe Night Stalker is going to get experience and gold out of it. Coming back to what Shiver asked, though, do they need a good mid matchup? They need something that's going to work together with this Night Stalker after that night, right? They need something that's going to rotate with him. They need something that's going to actually deal damage, because if you look at this team, who deals damage? Honestly, like
Lifestealer after 30 minutes,
where
but
is the,
nothing
like
before
just
then.
an honest question, where is the damage coming from? They have absolutely no spells instantly on. Like on Gambit, it's a different story completely.
Maybe it's time for another Lina.
I was thinking about Lina because I was thinking about as you said, the big damage leaders. Quap can't play into 3 of the 4 heroes on Gambit. Same with Puck. Those heroes are pretty much out. It feels like they are getting cornered into having to pick something like Alina, who has to get an early Yules and just hope for the best. But it doesn't feel like there's just a great pick for Flying Penguins. And they have to go first, too. So Gambit still gets the counter.
Is there any chance that there's an... Never mind.
That's what
I thought.
No.
Avenge.
Oh.
I was going to say, is there any chance that Enigma is mid? And I still don't know if there's an answer for that with the Venge pickup. What's the play? What's the plan? This is the second time we see Venge.
But can this be Night Stalker mid, Enigma offlane, then Venge and Chen supports? We've seen Venge played as mid as well.
We have. I think they have to wait and see that. I mean, if it's not a lane dominating middle, you could put Night Stalker there.
Meepo.
Oh, we finally get to see him.
And
oh God!
The crowd loves it too.
And Eternal Envy did not look happy about
that.
I mean,
God.
would you?
No,
Not
like
really.
that's Venge versus Meepo mid. Venge gets destroyed. Like, oh no, not.
So does Night Stalker if he tries to go there. That's the
So does
crazy part.
anyone on this team. Like, there is an AOE silence. So if you do manage to have a good game with him, and maybe if this Enigma gets like some super good items like Aghanims, oh God, this is very difficult.
I think pretty much how they win this game is it has to go perfect. I think they just lose middle. You're just like, whatever, if you're Flying Penguins. You can definitely win the Lifestealer Chen lane. There's no doubt about that. But this Enigma, if Immersion ruins Enigma's game, I think it's going to be exactly like Game 1. It's going to be 25 minutes. You're going to know what's going to happen. Gambit's just going to pull it off again.
But there's always the black hole.
There is. But
this time there's more late game potential.
There is.
It comes down to how good this Meepo player is, because sometimes I do see Meepo players throw their game a bit. Especially, Meepo has been changed a bit. You don't get experience the same way, and if you do give a kill or two, you're going to be giving out a lot of gold. So, but still, at the same time, this game is the easiest Meepo game.
I was going to say, you're a Meepo player. You're looking at that. You're playing Meepo.
This is like the best Meepo game I've seen in a while. Like, I play my pubs and I don't get like this game. 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
All right, well, that doesn't sound very promising to Flying Penguins, but as we all know, they play best when people underestimate them and under pressure.
When people don't believe in them, exactly.
When people don't believe in them, it is time for the comeback. But let's find out if they can make it happen and force out that third game. It is over to Lyrical and Trent.
Thank you, Shiver. Man, that Meepo pick deflated energy. The crowd was really loving it, and with good reason. The tips come out for Immersion right at the start as we hop into this game number 2, Gambit versus Flying Penguins. And Trent, how good of a draft setup is this for Gambit?
Well, you heard Lizard. This is why we brought him here. You know, the guy plays like 2 heroes. You know, Meepo and Arc Warden. I think that's about it. But he's really good at them.
Okay.
And, yeah, it looks like a pretty great Meepo game, right? I mean, they already had damage problems. That's what we were looking at. Like, oh, okay, who does the damage this game? And then, well, now you got to do damage to more than one hero in a single hero. The power of the Meepo. However, Meepo is a hero that we don't really see a whole lot of anymore. I mean, Dahak definitely one of the bigger ones as of late. In fact, some of the best replays, when this guy first started popping off on his Medusa plays, if you watch his Meepo, I think that's why he's so good at Medusa and everything, because his farming patterns are just ridiculous. The guy is on every single camp the second it spawns. But they're all over Laylis right now, and he just spawned.
Oh, and they just spun, and they found themselves a Chen, and guess what? First blood. Laylis accepts his fate. He's done.
Last of my kind. Yours will be this forever.
Oh, no. FN with the taunts.
That's so rude.
Early on. Is that also going to be... No, they're not going to get 3 runes. So it should be a 2-piece. Raya decides, I do not want to be in the mid lane anymore. And, well, it looks like neither does anybody. They're sending the Chen there for the moment. All right, he's going to make the walk back over.
Yeah, they're just securing the boundary, I guess. No block Dota. There is a ward here, though, that will see this. And we'll see how much Dahak blocks. He's like, oh, no, so close. And there you go. This will probably work out the best, honestly, for Raya.
Dahak gets the couple of those CS there. Raya taking the Wave of Terror early on to try and see if he can hit onto the Meepo. But 7 armor on that hero. He's gotten buffed a couple of different times. Now throws out the Wave of Terror. Gets the last hit. He's going to try and punch into him. Still not that easy to harass this guy back.
Or lasted under tower, apparently.
Yeah, he got one of them. It happens.
Going to be stuck mid for so long, honestly. Aside from that, Fleet is on the support Enigma here, so he's already denied one of the lane creeps, and he's prepped up, ready for these Wild Wing Rippers to spawn, so he will begin his process of farming his support Enigma. And you heard Grant talking about it a lot, and in the case of EG, basically what they kept doing was drafting the support Enigma for crit. He would go to the off lane, grab a creep, and go in and start farming that jungle area. But the eventual destruction of that strat was through a Riki. But it doesn't have to be a Riki, of course. It can be any hero that wants to just get in his way while he's trying to farm, because as you can see, he currently has a Clarity running, and you really can't lose those. So he can't play up with his Eidolons right now. He has to keep running away from Immersion, and it's slowing down this whole process.
Yeah, this is the key to it. And, you know, you heard Grant talk about it, the fact that you really need this Enigma to be that star player, because they don't have any other answer for damage to try and take down the Meepo, or rather for really control. They've got some single target damage, but you need both the single target damage and that AoE control to deal with the Meepo man.
Yeah, Emergent's even lingering around here and doesn't even kill the whole Wild Wing Ripper camp, so Flea just not having a great time. Doesn't feel like a great investment out of this pick quite yet, as he will at least continue to take some creeps out of that mid lane to help out. But second blood perhaps here.
Flawless.
A repeat offender.
Looks
like FGL back away.
Yeah, that keeps him alive. So meanwhile, they are going for the multiple stacks and now taking out the medium camp. The Hawk did get Mud Golems, which isn't the greatest in the world, but he can still farm them up okay.
All right, well let's talk positives here. Okay. Flying Penguins, we got to dig deep. Meepo's digging runes. We're gonna dig for positive reinforcement here. So what do you do if you're playing this game as Flying Penguins? I mean, you have a quick tempo lineup in terms of the Venge coming to the mid lane last, right? Someone who can provide a little bit of damage. She buffs up everyone on her squad, and you have the all-powerful, all-banned first phase Lifestealer finally making his appearance. I feel like we haven't seen all too many of these throughout the minor here, as well, let's roll upon. Ooh, nice cask.
No level 2 yet, though, for the kickback, and instead it's just going to be FN, who again dives underneath this tower, finds the kill, and takes some tower shots for his trouble, but is going to be able to walk out afterwards.
Yeah, he'll be all right with that. A little bit of regen left.
And now Immersion staying down here bottom, like you're saying, that frees up a little bit of space for the Enigma to get his farm on. Snaking also 18-4 versus the Doom, 17-2.
Yeah, he's going to have to carry real hard between the Helm of the Dominator on the Enigma and then the first couple items for the Night Stalker. They're going to be looking to run this game when it comes to nighttime. Yeah, Freedom indeed secured. Honestly, for 2 kills on a Chen, this still looks kind of okay right now for Flying Penguins. The fact that Immersion isn't catching out Flea at the moment.
He's having a good time of it. And the Hawk goes back towards the jungle. It looks like he's going to try and clear out this camp another time.
Oh, gets the Satyrs too.
Those
so
are nice.
easy.
Very good. And clears it out, gets back into lane, and we'll be able to stack up the other camps simultaneously.
Yeah, this was what, again, this is where I really started appreciating how good Dahak is at Dota. Was when you watched some of his first games on this Meepo. Because he's perfect. He's flawless. Every single minute, he's going to be stacking something, and he still has one of his Meepos in the lane. And he transfers that onto all his other heroes that he plays, too. And that's why the guy just gets completely out of control in terms of the net worth. They were one of the best teams at abusing the double ancient camps before they got removed.
Still making that happen. And it looks like a DD now on FNG. Snake King getting hit under tower, but this could be another dead Chen as it's so much right-click damage. The cast comes out as well. And with that Maledict working, is it going to be enough? Looks like the regen's enough.
It's my favorite level 2 helping out there. 13 regen per second, 28.6 with the Tango running, so hard to eat through that even as a Witch Doctor. But that will secure both the 5-minute bounty runes for him. I'd like to see Immersion moving over for the Radiant side one as well, but it looks like the Eidolons are going to try and help secure it.
And it feels like if you're Flying Penguins, you might even need to think about going in and contesting that Meepo's farm, because him getting just completely unobstructed farm is going to be a problem. As down bottom lane, they're able to force back Eternal Envy. Bounty runes going the way of Gambit.
The problem, though, is that this is how you punish the Enigma in another way. Like, we talk about the Ricky counter, where you go in and you actually disrupt the Enigma, but the other side of that is that this hero just can't rotate at all. Like, he's stuck just grabbing creeps and moving into the jungle over and over, so no one is going to be interrupting Dahak whatsoever. The other hero is a Chen. You know, he's not really going to be roaming into enemy territory.
So Envy left alone. There was the rotation over where FNG put down a ward up on the Meepo's high ground to make sure that there wasn't any rotation for the kill there. And you can see that triple stack of the hard camp. It is nighttime now. Snake King, what can he do during this timing?
Dahak's even pinging it out.
Yeah.
Saying, yeah, Earth Spirit, you want some XP? And he's like, nah, that's cool. I'll just go mid.
Yeah, this is really nice. So Dahak gets it, already level 7. 52 and 9 on the last hits.
Look at this. He clears up that camp, goes back to the other, so that one's going to respawn. Like, he's so perfect all the time.
That's nuts.
It's actually gross. Like, look at the net worth. It's already getting out of control here. Like, last hits and net worth, all Dire heroes are on top. Even without the Meepo, the other 2 lanes are going great.
And you look at it and it's like, okay, you've got this quad core of doing really good stuff on the Radiant, but it's so far behind what these other cores on the net Dire are doing.
This is their timing, right? It's first nighttime. So they brought in the Enigma. They've gone for the big push. And securing this tower will be a nice buff to the rest of the team.
And that's part of what helps too, is this Divine Favored Catapult. They do have the Devour if they wanted to try and take that one away from them in a little bit here. But it looks like this pressure is going to keep coming. And how fast can they push? How fast can they move down these lanes? They're bringing the Earth Spirit over as well. And this is one thing about the Flying Penguins lineup. If you're Gambit, you know when the pressure's coming.
Yeah, FN also doesn't have his 6 quite yet, so he's not ready to make the rotation with the Omni Slash. They are finding a great window here where Night Stalker is prepped and able to fight, but the rest of Gambit are not. So this Meepo still does need a little bit of time.
Snake King spots some heroes up on the high ground, has to back out, still hanging on to his ulti as well.
Yeah, it's actually an instant TP mid from Flea.
Okay.
He just wants to try and keep that pressure into the mid.
So I guess that's a good answer, right? Is that you realize, okay, they came up to defend the top tower, so let's try and push towards mid. Get some extra damage onto this one if we can.
Yeah,
Shut down the mount.
Waiting for his helm, though. We need to help Air Smasher and try and get over here as soon as he can.
I mean, this is such a key tower for Gambit to keep a hold of. Allows Meepo to sort of jump back and forth between that and also towards the jungle. But 85 and 10. And still not that much done on the side of Flying Penguins.
And what's scary, though, is that they need to be successful, because if they miss out on these pushes, the XP advantage is going to start skyrocketing in favor of Gambit because they're moving around as this 3-hero clump on the side of the Radiant. But it is successful still at the moment. Yeah. They're using the Hellbear Smasher behind the tower to push back FNG. This means he can't grab the creeps off it. He gets these 2, but he can't get anywhere near those Eidolons. And using the HP of Broya and Snake King, they're going to take it down. So Flying Penguins, I mean, this is totally different than last game in terms of the direction. They look way more focused, like someone is actually making better calls and leading them in the strategy that they have. And perhaps it's because the draft is just a little bit, it's easier. Like, it has a very clear and specific direction that you kind of have to play it.
Yeah.
There's no aimlessly wandering around here, popping some ultis and farming up an OD. It's like, okay, you're a core Venge, you got to go, you know?
Make the plays, make it happen. Push now is the call from Immersion. Not really sure what that one's about, but it does look like they're going to try and rotate down towards bottom. Flying Penguins next round, as it's still a minute of nighttime left. It's going to be a Meepo going towards the Ethereal Blade next. Level 9 on the Hawk. What can they do with the rest of this nighttime? It doesn't feel like there's enough time to really make another concerted effort at a push.
No, it's going to be focus on your next items and look for first roast during the next nighttime, if I had to guess. I mean, they could even pop an ulti for it potentially. But Roche is definitely the next thing on the menu, just with maxed out Wave of Terror on the Vengeful Spirit. It is something they can aim for on the earlier end of things. And the Hellbear Smash are actually taken over here, so a little bit of a trick play here from Envy. They're probably, you know, maybe thinking it's just the helm.
Yeah, they turn it back around, get the silence off as well. Well played with the Crippling Fear. It's going to be enough to take down FN.
That was pretty cute. Nicely done. Well, the spin being on CD just means he had no choice there. And that is the ulti popped here from our Night Stalker, though.
And the recall, Lelis, thinking about bringing somebody into this one.
Yeah, he's actually holding that, able to keep control over this room.
It's about to be not nighttime anymore. They need to get out of here.
Not nighttime.
That otherwise known as daytime. Screw you, Trent. Get out of here.
Oh, I hope this isn't our last game. So much more to learn.
Let's see. We got almost level 6, otherwise known as level 5 on the Enigma. And they're going to try and push this bottom tower.
Again, they're right back at it. I appreciate this. Roya has the swap now. He waited until level 8 before he got it, but it means that they could create a kill opportunity. They don't have that black hole, as you're mentioning, so hard to do like a swap black hole play or something, but I love that Envy is grabbing himself the armlet. I think that is 100% the way to go. I did not want to see some Midas Radiance this game. I think they realized that Gambit are a little fast for that. As cool as the Radiance can be versus the Meepo, it just doesn't fit the timings that you want to fight the hero at.
Go Scepter online. Dahak getting further and further ahead here. But the roll forward and finding themselves snaking, going to try and go for the TP away, and that looks like it will work. So heads up play from him. Double catapults on Lelis right now, plus the natural one on the Radiant side.
Looks like Fleet just noticed that, hey, the tome's still up. So he's able to get it for himself. We'll grant him level 6. Lelis already having it, so Hand of God is prepped. And he's going to get a pull up here. Oh, it's the Enigma. Oh, the courier. Oh, phew. All right, close. So he'll be up there in time with his tome. And the black hole threat is now available.
Cast goes out. Break down the trees.
Double catapult. Yeah, they don't want anyone else TPing in here, but they're going to come at the shrines instead. Scouted out by Lelis, and he's going to hightail it. But even that minor rotation will be enough to secure their escape. We could have Lelis TP to another lane and start recalling some more. Dahak already getting a lot for himself down bot.
It does still kind of feel like it's not enough happening right now online for Flying Penguins.
Yeah, I mean, the Meepo is doubling up almost onto some of his opponents, so it's a bit scary.
So 12 minutes in, a 3,000 gold lead for Gambit, in spite of those towers being taken. And, well, no black hole yet. Haven't really seen the swap. They're getting into some of these more team fighty oriented items. The Vlad's coming out soon for that Vengeful Spirit.
Yeah, that's going to stick up nicely with the second daytime, though. So we'll go Vlad's right into the Roche pit with the minus armor, with the armlet, and they should be able to take it down.
And
Jug's coming, though.
Be careful. They do still have that black hole available if they need to use it. And Omni/use black hole right on top of yourself. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Or are they just going to walk away? Envy moves back into position. They could drop it now, but they need to wait for Immersion to use the silence first. Hand of God comes out. That keeps him alive. There's the Magnetize down as well. They turn onto FN, try and find that kill. They find the silence onto the Earth Spirit as well, catching him out. And just like that, Flying Penguins pull it back.
Okay. Yeah, the crowd likes that. They're always down for some EE Dota. Very nice. I thought he was going to go down there, but I forgot about the Hand of God actually just doing so much work versus the Maledict, just negating so much of what you're building up there with the spell.
He must have been really close to not having the levels for that also. So just picked up Hand of God on the Chen.
He's all good. And they're going to continue this push up top. And, of course, with a couple of those rotations, no one's going to be able to come right back. Oh, actually, they didn't even use their TP, so they will actually be returning here. And he goes straight for the Shrine next to Envy. But no Magnetize here, so he's not quite as terrifying. But that is the full Vlad's.
The other thing that's great about that, they didn't have to use the black hole in the fight. So now they've still got it.
Oh, no. But their goal, it's being taken away from them here.
This is Danger Town. Do they realize it's going down?
Oh, the healing ward.
Chen.
I don't think they saw it, though.
They're moving over this direction. Hide away, hide away, hide away.
Oh, don't show.
Yeah. They spotted. They might have an idea, though, but the roll forward and Immersion has found the Chen, kicks him back under. They realize, okay, they're fighting around the pit. Does this mean that Roche is going down? Are they going to be able to take down Roche in time?
Yeah, he starts pinging when the net comes out like, ah, shit.
Yep.
Very nicely done by Gambit. When you can identify how desperately the enemy lineup needs something like this Aegis, and I mean, he's a meatball too, right? So of course it's always on his own mind, but it's just the way they have to play this game for the side of Flying Penguins. This would have been so important for them.
Yeah. They take down that Dominator creep as well, get Roche, and that gives them a little bit more time. But you still kind of have that feeling like Flying Penguins need to make stuff happen in spite of that Roche.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. Definitely on the clock as the previous match.
Uh-oh. The Hawk shows up. He's got an E-Blade here as well if he wants to use it. And this is a Night Stalker just done.
What a hero. I mean, he's kind of peeking out right now, so it's kind of understandable why it looks that ridiculous, but just no answer from the Night Stalker. At least now in the feature he'll have a Vanguard, so he can last a little bit longer before he dies. And the Bounty Runes, 3 of them going to be scooped up here by Gambit, and the Eidolons will scout the last one up top. Oh, sorry. And the Troll, it seems.
Just taking a look. It's an easy kickback from Immersion there, and Scotty is going to be the next pick. Not even needing to go for the whole Blink Dagger build on Meepo, just wanting to take up.
Yeah, the 3 cores are pretty short range for the side of Flying Penguins
It's
as well.
true.
You know, it feels like they're going to be forcing them to engage into them, and it won't be too difficult to grab a net onto someone like this Lifestealer, Night Stalker, or Venge, frankly. And
Smoke up.
There's a dire ward right there.
This could be a good black hole if they're able to find it. Doom comes out right from the start, but the wraparound's coming from the Enigma as well. Is it going to be enough? The black hole doesn't come down in time. It catches onto a ton of them, but it's going to be silenced. Immersion able to make the play to interrupt that one coming out afterwards, and he is going to be chased down, although they turn it back around onto Mr. Night Stalker, fully encapsulated in these nets, and they take the kill. Omni Slash now
die back, Royoya.
Problematic and a half, as they will all fall. Envy the last one alive, and this is when Gambit comes online.
Great first Doom there from Afterlife. Great ward placement as well. Perfectly positioned near the trees there, so there was no answer to the fact that Afterlife's just going to Doom Envy, and they really needed him in that fight. Needed some infest damage, but it all came just a wee bit too late there.
And now it's coming on a bit too early from Gambit, as they are going to push high ground potentially. And there's not really a great answer. They used the black hole in the last fight.
Oh yeah, and he still has Aegis.
This is a problem. They've got him caught in these nets.
Ignored. They're going to run away.
The Midnight Pulse, a little bit problematic. They're going to take over that creep, and now turning. Witch Doctor. Still fine and dandy, though, with this healing ward in the back lines. They don't have a great way to get to it. Chen wanting to take it down. He does get the kill on the healing ward. See if Lilith gets punished for that. It doesn't look like it. It's just going to be a tier 3 tower taken. Now they've got Snakey caught the roll forward. Immersion, so often the answer in these games for Gambit. They make it work. They pull back in. FN going to try and take him down, but now the net and the turnaround going to be able to go for the poof combo, take themselves the kill. Another death for Royoya. And it's going to be a set of racks at 17 minutes with tier 1 still standing.
At least we find the positives. That means they can only get 1 lane of racks. Hopefully they don't take your tier 4s after that. But yeah, they will start to retreat a little bit here, as there's only a minute and a half left on the Aegis. You know, don't want to risk anything.
God, this is a monstrously good Meepo pick. Now has a completed Scotty if he would have wanted it. See if he decides to go for it, just saves for buyback. Again, there's a lot of push on Flying Penguins' team, but it feels like now they just don't have the damage to deal with this hero.
Or the optimism. I'd be feeling pretty defeated right now if I was on that Radiant team. You lose one fight that looked kind of good near your shrine until your Lifestealer gets doomed, and then suddenly you're down a whole set of racks. And you're just like, wow, that can't happen again. You get timid. You don't make moves. There's no Aegis to take. What are your goals? You're hoping to get some giant black hole? That's your big answer?
Yeah, they need like the BKB on the Enigma to
This
do
is
it.
the answer, clearly. Double tornado, Cyclone Alley here. And oh no, not the bird.
They found it. They can't stop the dance, but they can kill the bird. And it does go down.
But he died doing what he loves.
That's right.
And that's important.
He died as he lived.
Dancing.
Guardian Greaves picked up now as well. The Scotty is there. And Gambit just walking down lanes. And Flying Penguins trying to get some split push working. Snake King up on the top lane. Gonna hit the tier 3 towers, but Gambit does it a lot quicker. And the poof to clear the waves.
8 seconds left on his Aegis.
He's gonna be recalled. So they have Snake King in the midst of all of them.
All right, here goes the Aegis now. Now Chase.
Aegis works.
I mean, you know Envy's got those timers down.
They got the swap, they got the vision. FNG turns back around, fight, potentially. They have the huge silence on absolutely everybody. Envy wants to move into there. Can they do it? FN, he's zoning out the rest of them though. Hand of God comes out as well. They've already got the Doom. Can they gawk into this flea? He's got a huge black hole if he wants to get it. Can they kill everybody in the duration of this? Midnight pulls down as well, but it's not quite looking like it's going to be enough. And in the end, Gambit too strong. God is able to live. The ransack keeping him alive. And now the pushback onto Lelis as well. Envy just wants desperately to do something, but it's not looking like it's happened. GG, good luck further. He stops to type it, and Gambit are in the finals.
Jeez, I don't watch a whole lot of anime. If that's what it looks like, I don't want to.
Well,
devastating. Yeah, maybe.
What
absolutely devastating semifinal here for Flying Penguins, and an immaculate performance from Gambit, truly. Both drafting and gameplay. I mean, look how relaxed they are. This is what you need going into a best of 5 right after. Just flex out a couple strats. You know, on the downside, Vici will now be like, oh yeah, right, they do play Meepo on Dahak.
That's a good point.
But, I mean, really, though, I don't think they need it.
You know, actually, that's a good point, too, though. Maybe they just want to put that in Vici's head so they have to get that last ban.
That's true. There's the value play right there, bringing that thing up. But yeah, see, Envy, you know, still happy with the performance. Did pretty well. I mean, they went far.
That's the thing, right? Game number 1 felt like an outdraft. Game number 2, they got Meepo'd. You can sort of leave that and be like, ah, it sucks, but at the same time, I don't know. It's a little bit weird. The game is over, though, and it is going to be Gambit facing off against Vici Gaming in the finals.
The crowd got one of their squads that they've been cheering for at least.
Hyped.
Yep. As we're in a whole lot of roars this morning, I have to say, when Oba Gold went down to Vici Gaming. So the crowd going to have to be trying to put all their energy into Gambit in this one to see if they can find themselves a victor. Going into it, I think, I mean, you got to say that Gambit, I think, looked a little cleaner in terms of their 2 games.
Definitely.
They have looked cleaner over the past couple of months. Vici, they have the big names, a long list of names that have been playing for quite a while. And of course, we've seen many a major in the past, but
let's get on in there and head to the interview now as we get ready for the grand finals in just a few.
Thank you for this present for our Kiev's crowd. FNG from Gambit, congrats with this victory. So a couple of words about this semi-final.
I mean, to be honest, I don't want to say this, but it was easy. Nothing else to say.
So next is grand final, best of 5, Vici Gaming. Do you think that would be easy?
Probably not, because they are a pretty strong team, to be honest. They have some good idea how to play games. They have good coach, RoTK, and we respect them a lot, but we have some strats prepared.
So you have strats prepared particularly for the grand final, right? We haven't seen them yet.
Yes.
Do you give us a hint? What would it be? Some heroes, some strats? All right. So a couple of words for the crowd. Maybe you can ask them to cheer not for you, but for your opponents also, to support them also, no?
I mean, they support everyone. They come here for great Dota. So, guys, let's give some applause towards grand finals.